Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. We've got Nikos Salingaros, mathematician, physicist, urbanist, and Sussman, architect, Happy Institute, eye tracking pioneer, expert on how war shifted the way we do everything. Pablo Alvarez Funes, architect, practitioner, educator based in London, Royal Institute of British Architects, Classic Planning Institute. And we're asking if we could train traditional urbanists today.
And Pablo will answer. Can we train traditional urbanists today?
Can we train? Of course we can. I mean, I think that it's something that I have realized recently as well. I mean, I did a couple of courses recently, a couple of years ago in Spain to get updated to the Spanish laws of urbanism, just out of curiosity. And most of the things that they defend, the urbanism, at least in plan and in structure, is like quite defensive of promoting of gentle density. There is a limitation on traffic, and I think it's possible. I mean, in many places, the laws are moving towards that. I would say maybe more in Europe than in the States, because you have all this high car dependency that we don't have, that we only achieve like a little glimpse in Europe, and then people were scared about it, and then the crisis of 2008 just wipe it out. But I would say that I mean, all this development, this one that Ara is showing there from all around southern Spain.
Yeah, we need big pictures for our viewers. Okay, so this is new. This is new.
All that is new. It's from, I mean, not new. I mean, it's from the 70s and early 80s.
Okay. Do we know one architect or a collaboration?
Yes. It's an architect. Yeah, there's probably a collaboration, but the main person behind was an Australian architect called Donald Gray. And then a lot of them followed, but he was the one of all the architects that were doing all these developments. He was more working on developments, where there were others in Spain that were only mostly working on individual housing. So,
okay, let's see some pictures, Pablo. No, Ara.
Yes, pictures.
Yeah, pictures.
Oh, there's diagrams.
Yeah, whole screen pictures for because most people, architects or students, want to see.
We love diagrams. Oh, that's an interesting way to
make it a little bigger. Make it a little bigger. So this Australian guy is drawing pictures and captioning them in Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, he's mostly. I mean, most of his career was in Spanish. I am sending some pictures myself so that you can take a look at them. If you go down, you will see some. Yeah, if you go down that website, you will see some more pictures and elevations of the works.
Yeah,
go
let's
down.
Down.
Yeah, down. There you have Pueblo Nuevo, La Virginia. All those are like developments.
Okay, let's have them screen size.
Yeah,
bigger.
So this is mostly respecting and continuing the tradition of Spanish urbanism, narrow alleys, some flowers and vegetation that grow seasonally. These are shutters. Those shutters are made of it's like straw, like reed and straw, and they're very thick, and they are super good for insulating from the heat.
Oh, excellent.
So that's a traditional way actually of doing them in Spain. So we have nowadays the big roller shutters that we have everywhere around the Mediterranean. You have them in Greece, everywhere.
Yes.
These are the traditional old way of them in Spain.
Okay, so Pablo, the question is, since you're playing devil's advocate, you and I know that we can not only create traditional environments that are gorgeous and beautiful, but we can train young architects to design traditional environments. Why can young architects that I come across with not learn this stuff in their architecture school?
I think it's because that's a very interesting question, Nikos, because I'm going to tell you something that happened to me when I was a student. I had a professor. He was a public servant, and he was working on the municipality, on the council, and we were doing some exercise in East Sevilla. And what he was telling us to do, we were doing, you need to do this amount of housing, this amount of public space, this amount of religious equipment, sport. So we were all doing like a sort of a grid or a more or less plan, whatever you wanted. But this guy said, look, guys, I see this every day. I want you to be crazy. And he was starting to show us things from MV, Airbnb, Enrique Miralles, who was still in the early 2000s a big thing. So because he was bored, he was pushing us to design all that stuff. And like that, there is a lot of professors that are pushing you because they cannot get that. And others, they think just out of reality. I have to say that I had other professors that on the other side, they were caring zero care about the design. The only thing they wanted to see was the numbers. Yeah, those are the things that you see. Yeah. I haven't seen those guys in years. So, but yeah, I see that they have that things don't change.
This is what dominates architecture schools.
Things. Look, I had a very unpleasant experience this morning. I visited my own architecture school, and I looked at some of the pinups, and I came back very depressed.
University, Texas, Austin?
San Antonio.
Oh, San Antonio.
Yeah. I'd be happy to give a lecture there. I think what's interesting about what Pablo's saying is now we have the neuroscience and the tools to show why it's right. It's not just that Pablo's a cool guy. No, Pablo there's a reason scientifically that can show why it's right. And that's what's so interesting.
A nice piece of urbanism, please. Let's get away from this garbage.
This is this is very restful being here. The pictures you showed me, I don't want to look at. You know what's so funny? I have my students do the postcard test.
Yes.
Go to any tourist place, figure out what are on the postcards. And at Harvard Square, is there a postcard of a Gropius building? No. Is there a postcard of a Le Corbusier building?
No. And there is the Corbusier building right on the campus.
There's a Le Corbusier and there's Gropius on the campus. But the postcards are all the Georgian buildings. And the Georgian buildings are so beautiful, you can even buy Harvard placemats of Georgian buildings. Yeah. But Le Corbusier and Gropius's buildings are never on a postcard.
Okay, but we are straying from the topic. The topic is teaching human scale urbanism today. Teaching human scale urbanism today.
Well, teaching human scale urbanism, what's fascinating, what people didn't have before, is now we can understand more how our brain works and why human scaled urbanism fits our brain, no matter our age or nationality.
Okay,
but this stuff does not. Yeah, this is terrible. This building is terrible.
This is horrible.
People ignore it. People ignore it.
No. But I think that that's something very interesting that you are pointing out, and people ignore it. So it's like it's like this thing that our brain doesn't want to see.
People completely ignore it, and if you're a postcard salesperson, you can't make postcards people don't buy. No one's going to buy a postcard of this building.
Exactly.
This is crazy.
Yeah, but look, go ahead, Ara.
I never heard one negative thing about Le Corbusier or Walter Gropius in architecture school, and it was like if you ever said anything negative about them, it felt like they were going to burn you at the stake.
You get thrown out. You get an F and you get thrown out.
They were wrong. They had brain disorders, and we know that now.
Yeah, that damaged brain.
And it isn't evidence-based design, whereas Walt Disney did evidence-based design when he designed Disneyland.
I want to come back. To Pablo, who is not with us usually. Anne has shown us all her eye tracking experiments, where she eye tracks these buildings and the eye refuses to look at them. So we really ignore them because the eye refuses to look at them. They're alien.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what Anne has established her reputation in architecture today by doing these eye tracking experiments. There's nothing as clear as this, it comes.
This is the interesting thing, and the car companies in the business world knows this. The inner is the outer. Our brain architecture has preset what we need to see, And that's why it's not random that corporate logos are faces. Starbucks, it is a face, because non-consciously the brain always looks for faces. It's not random that the canal houses in Amsterdam suggest faces, and they're on all the postcards that Americans buy, because non-consciously we like looking at face-like things. Oh, this was a study we did. Yeah. Oh, this is great. This is funny. This is at Harvard, the Harvard Lampoon building.
Yeah,
I've got to tell you the
face
story.
building.
This is the Harvard Lampoon building, one of the most photographed buildings in Cambridge. It was built in like 1906 or 7 or something. It was the building for their satirical magazine, the Harvard Comedy Magazine. Anyway, make a long story short, it's amazing. Every week, tour buses from Asia and China come. Where do they stop? On the road by the side of this building, so people can take selfies with the building.
Yes.
It defines, and this is running the building through eye tracking software or 3M visual attention software. It shows how the building, without your conscious awareness, you can be from Hong Kong, you can be from Taiwan. It doesn't matter where you're from. Non-consciously, you're building, you're immediately going to look at the eyes. You're going to look at the building like a face. And this was amazing. This is a study the National Civic Arts Society actually paid us to do based on a Harris poll. The Harris poll is a very famous polling company. And they did a poll asking, I think, 2,000 Americans what they preferred, traditional or modern architecture, and 72% said traditional for civic buildings. And then the National Civic Arts Society actually paid us to do a quick eye tracking study with state-of-the-art eye tracking tools from iMotions. And we had about 40 people look at this. We didn't tell them what to do. Non-consciously, their brain is directed to look at the traditional building. And when you study some of the English scientists like Arnold Wilkins, you learn the brain is hardwired to avoid repetitive parallel lines. They stress the brain because we didn't evolve with them. And it takes more blood flow to process visually repetitive parallel lines. They now know.
There's only one exception to that, actually, and it's a huge and wonderful architectural exception.
Tell us, please.
Colonnades. Colonnades can be long, like the
But colonnades often have curves in them and
the colonnades are not monotonously repeating. They are alternating repetition.
No, and they have curves. What happens is that there'll be a curve that will cancel out the
Yeah,
pressure.
and you don't need the curve.
Look at the curves.
I want to hit near in the stomach. One of Christopher Alexander's basic fundamental properties is alternating repetition. It is monotonous repetition that gives us anxiety and headaches.
Right.
So that answers the question.
I think okay, I took it in the stomach and I have very good abs, so thank you.
No, but the repetitive parallel lines, but so if they didn't have the curves around them, if they wouldn't work as well. It couldn't work. And there's always and look at the dome. Look at that.
But that's not the colonnade. We have lost
you
the
look
topic.
at Place des Vosges. Let's see Place des Vosges. What's going on there?
Is beautiful.
Yeah.
Place des Vosges is fantastic.
We have
a march going around everywhere.
We have lost the topic. The topic is can we teach traditional urbanism today? And Nir has the academy that is teaching traditional urbanism today. So Nir should tell us.
Well, how do we spell Place des
traditional
Vosges?
urbanism? Well, actually, what Christopher Alexander does is he has a very long and very many part description of the effects of traditional urbanism and traditional architecture, all of which are lovely. So Anne is right. You are right. Funes is right. Says, like, I feel like the rabbi at the divorce hearing. The wife comes and tells her problem. The rabbi says, you're right. The husband tells his problem.
That reminds me. You guys would love this. Did you guys know Sir Isaac Newton did a drawing of Solomon's Temple, a floor plan?
No.
Let me pull it up.
Oh.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Goodness, this is your department.
Yeah, that's a bit mine.
Show a picture.
Oh, this is Villalpando. Ah, no, this is Newton. No, yeah, this is Newton.
How did Newton know about Solomon's temple?
Because
Newton-
it's written
Newton
in
knew a lot.
detail in the Bible.
Newton was before a scientist. He was a theologian and a
Yes,
Bible
yes.
scholar.
Yes,
So,
yes,
And a
Newton was
magician, too.
in person,
yes.
And a magician also.
a magician. Yeah, he was an alchemist. So when
Yes,
Queen
but,
Anne,
but look, we're getting away from the topic of educating young people today in human scale urbanism, which doesn't occur. And Near can tell us, because Near is educating young people, but he's on the outside, and he's kept outside the architecture schools.
Yes, of course.
Well,
And as of today, we have gotten our first step, good news, in the new Classic Planning Academy PhD program. I don't
Wonderful.
want to jinx it, so I will just tell you that it was a first good step.
Yeah.
And we are continuing. We're right on track. Oh my God, it's actually happening.
it is. And also we have we've cross fingers as well. We will have our summer school in Budapest as well. That it's also another step of collaborating with institutions here in Europe. So that will be good with the Ludovica University and the Matthias Corvinus College. So our conjoint experience. So we will be there. So if you guys want to come, second half of August, Dr. Buras and I will be there teaching you hard how to draw classical architecture and how to design beautiful buildings in Hungary.
Yes, Ara, we had some questions from the audience. Would you like to find those, and maybe we can try to answer them?
I think a barrier in learning traditional architecture is that most TAs, grad student teachers, and professors haven't been exposed to projects and buildings that the architecture community knows of.
Okay, in today's world, where information is instantly available, that is the fault of the people themselves. Okay, because you can find all of the stuff we talk about in a second.
Oh, yeah,
They're kept out. It is
kept away.
They're kept away from the stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
I experienced
that in the 90s, going to visit the Barcelona Pavilion. I had gotten my MA in the 80s. I went in the 90s to the Barcelona Pavilion to take a look at it, and then I turned and it kind of looks like a bank branch in the 1950s bank branch in San Fernando Valley.
Yeah, a gas station, futuristic gas station, which is what Mies did for Albert Speer and Joseph Goebbels. He designed the gas stations that look like this.
Stations. Yeah.
Yeah, we shouldn't forget that. But
if you look backwards, if you're facing this way now, if you look with your back in the other direction, your back to the
yes,
you look to
most
the
beautiful building.
You see this beautiful stair and street going up the hill.
Oh yeah.
And
Yes.
nobody ever told me that it existed in the other
Really?
direction. Up the hill.
To the left.
It's Ciudad Tradicional. It is
Isn't that the backside of it, where you're looking at the backside of the Barcelona
That
Pavilion?
was built for the exhibition of 1929.
Yeah.
Both of them were built for the same exhibition.
Correct. All that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's
And
horrible.
when you're looking towards
the
hill.
Ara, you're out of this.
that direction.
There is the historic village,
I share
which
screen.
is
If I
enclosed.
find it, I'll
Okay, I will. You have to look Pueblo Español.
Yeah,
this
Pueblo
is
Español.
beautiful.
Yeah,
This part's beautiful.
I have a story. I took my daughter with a taxi because it's up on the hill. I took my daughter to the Pueblo Español, and we walked around for 1.5 hours. And then we said, well, the Barcelona Pavilion's on the side. Let's go take a picture.
But the Barcelona Pavilion is very interesting because they dismantled it after the exhibition.
Yes.
And then in the 80s they built it back.
Yes,
the funny thing is that one of the people who were proposing building it back, Oriol Boigas, was totally against finalizing the Sagrada Familia.
What?
What? So it is a pastiche to finalize Sagrada Familia with the plans that Subiraki is doing, which are not related at all with Gaudí, but it is not a pastiche to build something that was there in 1929 and was dismantled. Dismantled, not demolished, because those four columns were by Primo de Rivera. But the pavilion was dismantled as you would dismantle any pavilion after an exhibition. So there is that fetishism for modernism that day by day we know more and more that it is not anymore about politics. It's just about the ultra defense of an aesthetic over others, with the purpose basically of deleting history and starting teaching history from scratch and keeping history as just nice stories. That's the core of this. And I'm saying this also in response to the colleague who was saying about they don't know. They do. Even if they do see it as a framework that doesn't allow all this architecture to be used as a sort of inspiration. So it's like this, the history restarted after First World War, as Anne has explained many, many times about the way Gropius converted his trauma war into a new architecture. And anything before is not worth being used as a source of inspiration. That's the main problem.
It is a pure power play with a touch of sadism.
You can say that.
I have said that, and I've gotten into trouble.
I remember they had one column off to the side. They were like, "This is what's left of the original pavilion," and it was like fully rotted.
No. It was completely dismantled because all the materials that are used there, they're very expensive materials. Those marble, that onyx is very expensive. It was dismantled, and the onyx used elsewhere. I mean, that's very, very expensive.
I think they had one original column somewhere, not as part of the building, just off to the side. I don't see.
They'll probably stole.
We're wasting our time. We have here Pablo.
Is that there are four Ionic columns that are nearby the pavilion, and those columns were demolished just before the exhibition by the dictator Miguel Primo de Rivera as a way of punishing the Catalonians, and then those four columns were rebuilt for the Olympics in 1992. That's the ones we're talking about.
Maybe that's what you're thinking.
Columns at the Glorieta.
Correct. Those were the four columns representing the four golden bars of the Kingdom of Aragon. Because the Kingdom of Aragon, I mean, there was a story, in which everyone was and lived. I think that we cannot say the word now. And the king, who was like about to finish living, he put just his blood in a golden a shield representing and that's it. Those are the four fingers of Wilfred the Hairy.
I feel like I'm herding cats here. Here is would be great to see some build architectural urban planning projects of Near's office. We have shown that in the past. Near, show us some now, because this.
Well, I just got a slap on the hand because we had put online a couple of images from one of the upcoming projects, and that we're going to finish very soon. And we didn't get permission for that, and we had to take them down very quickly. And by the way, live from Oslo, I thought I changed it today. Can you refresh that?
This page?
Yeah. I thought I had changed the God bless Facebook.
This is LinkedIn.
Oh, LinkedIn. Okay, I did it on Facebook, I thought. Anyways, we got 40,000 hits in 4 hours on our
so can we show this? Can we show this?
Yeah, you can show this. This is in Indianapolis.
So both sides are your buildings?
Yeah. I mean, we had taken a street that is basically vacant and designed buildings from it based on buildings existing and past from Indianapolis. We just knock it out, and we have built, like, for the small town of University Place, a total of approximately 1,000
This is really good, Nir. This is really good. Even though you're my friend, this is really good.
You know why it's good? It's because this follows the principles of neuroscience.
It follows the principles of.
It is multiple fractal, and we stick in the people and trees to enhance it, so you'll say it's really good.
It's good. It's good because it follows the principles of Christopher Alexander. Even he don't want to.
No, Christopher Alexander didn't have principles. He called them principles, but they really weren't.
Don't attack my friend, please.
They describe what we do after the fact, but we don't use any of his stuff because it's not organic. It doesn't work that way. It's the difference between a mathematician and an architect. We love you, and you love us. But for like this one, it comes to explaining cause and effect. It doesn't matter. You know, I used to take it seriously. I don't care anymore.
No.
But I will show you. I will show you a few pictures of what we have here.
Okay, this is your. Where is your building?
I would like to show you. We had here some.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Ara, are you managing this, or is this a Nir's screen?
No, this is my screen.
Okay, Nir, are you gonna show your screen?
I'll show one image. I'll show a single image. Here is my single image.
I saw this. I was wondering, what do you guys think about the Tudor style? I see some of those.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Works wonderfully. Yeah. Thank you.
Beautiful. Works.
It's timeless.
Oh yeah, I took that picture.
It's timeless.
In Chester, England.
This is Chester.
It's timeless.
This is right down here. Is the Westminster? What's their name?
The cathedral, the Abbey.
Duke of Westminster's. This is his hotel. His hotel is on the left here. Nice place.
Yeah, okay, but you know these are travel photos. Our readers or our listeners want to see your buildings.
I don't do anything else.
Our listeners want to see your building, a new building that's gorgeous.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
And by the way, Pablo, you are uncharacteristically modest today. You have done some wonderful buildings.
I thought I was sharing. Am I sharing?
No, I don't see. Oh, here it is. No, I see it.
Where?
Oh, I see it now. I see it.
The thing is that the building that I have done was in my previous company, so I cannot call them mine. So that's why. I mean, I could show.
Yeah, but don't call them yours, but you can show them as you know, just tell them.
Yeah, the company.
I can show as would go a Stanhope Gate.
I mean, I designed Grand Central Madison. I don't have my name on it, but I designed it.
And I think that comment, maybe getting at the authorship, is kind of missing the point and going into like what the modern.
Forget the authorship. You know.
Yeah.
People,
so if you check, I'm going to send you the link.
Okay, so we designed what you're looking at over here.
Wonderful, Nir. This is beautiful.
Thank you very much for being so kind.
Wow.
It makes you want to just stroll there and lean against the baluster and look over the trees and sit at the cafe. You know, I'm willing to pay even an overpriced cafe just to sit there. It's great.
Okay, that's enough. Enough screen sharing. You can,
so we didn't even touch on so when you guys mentioned last time Seaside, when there was that comment, I pulled up so many. You guys mentioned so many things where it was like I didn't get the chance to share the images.
No, don't show Seaside. Show Pablo's.
You have Windsor, in Windsor, Florida. You've got a fabulous post office. Really over the top. Windsor, Florida, and then you also have in Windsor, Florida, you have Leon Creer's building.
Right. Okay, but I didn't want to lose Pablo's buildings.
Oh yeah,
Pablo, you got to see Pablo's buildings. They're very good.
They're not mine. I have to put the caveat because we are live. So
yeah. Oh no. Okay, we'll show buildings by the.
These are buildings
by the firm where I used to work.
Exactly.
By Stanhope Gate Architects,
Architecture, which is one of the very, very good firms in this
a
world.
good firm. They're in Val d'Europe, and you can see them on the street in Val d'Europe. And we don't have to say anymore that they're
They're very great buildings. They're
great
great.
buildings, but when we look at them, we'll know. Can you share? Can you show us Val d'Europe in general, and then point out the Stanhope Gate buildings?
Yeah, I mean, I have shared with, and then I'm going to share as well the website of the other architect, because we have been talking a lot about the
That's not what we want.
Wait a minute.
We don't want to see that. We want to see the urban fabric. Pablo, can you show it on the screen?
Yeah, I have sent you the link in the private chat.
Oh, here.
And it has different neighborhoods, and they're all different.
So this is the architect who has been the executive architect of all the projects in Val d'Europe, basically 90%, Raymond. And if you click on, he's a wonderful person. So if you click on the selected works France, there you go. So any of them are masterpieces. So for example, that one on the top left, Cerise, that was done with Piercarlo Bontempi.
Oh, that's a beautiful one. Yeah, top left.
Yeah.
Fantastic square.
Actually, it is exactly the footprint of the arena in Lucca.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, so listen, our audience, this is answering the question. Yes, these are gorgeous buildings built recently, and they obey the human attraction of traditional urbanism while being completely contemporary and new.
Yeah, all that is built in concrete. So
Yes.
there is no... Today, for example, I was speaking with one of the students at the academy, and they were asking about, what's the problem with building in stone or building with brick, and I want to build a structural brick. And I say, it is important for a small building, but when we are going to bigger scale, there is no way.
Yeah, no, Ara, you're confusing us. You show the original, the medieval. No, don't confuse us, because just show the recent buildings. Yeah, because they are so good. They look like the older buildings, but we don't want to confuse the readers.
So that was built in the, I think, late 90s, early 2000s.
Right. Now, how about stuff with Tagliaventi? Tagliaventi has some gorgeous stuff.
Yes,
Tagliaventi is very capable. And also Gabriel
to selected works, Ara, and click another one, we can talk about.
What's the other guy? The guy, Piercarlo Bontempi?
Bontempi,
the one Cerise, Victoria Park. That was that one was by Stanhope Gate.
I'm sorry, Pablo.
That was by Stanhope Gate, by Alice.
Okay, so your old company.
Yes.
Those are many buildings. That's a huge development.
If you flick through, Ara, you'll see the buildings as they look now, because that was the original concept of how they look. So, and all that was built in concrete and then rendered. I mean, and it's a mix of reconstituted stone.
Oh, Anne had to leave us. That's a shame. She had a prior commitment. Okay, that's a shame.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Anne and Alexandros are going to talk in Venice in a couple of weeks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Where at? What's the event?
Nikos knew which university it was.
No, I didn't know. I guess
it is that one. The one you guessed?
Yeah. IUAV, the architecture university in Venice, but I don't know. And Anne didn't tell us while she was here.
That's great. Everybody needs to see Anne.
All that are new buildings, Sarah. All that
fantastic. Fantastic. A technical question.
Yes.
Where can you get very nice wrought iron balconies made nowadays in the UK?
I have the names on the back of my mind.
No, but I'm not asking. But here in the United States, it's difficult, to get a nice, simple wrought iron thing like the balcony.
Here you can. You have companies that sell you the components, and then the contractor assembles them together. And you have, also in the States you have Julius Bloom, which is quite good. You could. Okay. It's off the shelf, but the products are really good. I mean,
Okay.
I have used Julius Blooms a lot because it's very cheap and
Okay.
very affordable. So Julius Bloom is not bad. I mean, it's not bespoke. It's not like if you go to Mavlis and Hammond or Fancini design, but it's okay.
No. But listen, this is very important because if you do everything bespoke, it drives the price up, and we want to appeal.
That's what it works. Budget doesn't exist.
Well, we want to appeal to middle class people.
But for example, Julius Bloom. I mean, I'm coming with the idea that oh no, you cannot do blah blah. But Julius Bloom is a good company that provides off the shelf.
Near,
That's the
you're making
sponsorship.
noise. You're making
Oh,
noise.
by the way, so remember that when we first switched to live stream and it was like my mic was picking up everything. It was picking up the mouse, right? So when I changed it to array mic, when I switched it to the array mic, that went away. So
Okay, good.
So what's array mic?
So when you in StreamYard, when you click array mic, it keeps switching between the different microphones you have. If you have like one built into your webcam, one like high quality one built into your computer, like whichever one has the least background noise, it gets your audio from that at the time.
I have sent you another link, Ara, with another development. This we have to mention it, of course. It's with John Simpson.
Oh yes,
who was awarded with the Treehouse Prize. So we need to talk as well about the urbanist face of John Simpson.
Yes, excellent.
In Value Gov that is close to the one we saw before. So this is one in front of the other.
Oh, by the way, Near Burris was at a Treehouse Prize thing last week.
Yeah, you were at the Treehouse Prize.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was wonderful. And I saw everybody, which is kind of interesting because the new traditional architecture movement de facto is kind of English. It's mostly English, much more so than American, which is very nice to see, despite the fact of Notre Dame being stateside. The players are mostly English.
Really?
It was John Simpson who got the award. I was there together with our board members, Robert Adam and Liam O'Connor, together with Anami Pandit Haji, the board secretary, and we had Chris Derrick, our student from year 1 and year 2 recently.
I was there.
He was also there. I met Justin Shubo from the NCAS. I saw Andres Duani, Stefanos Polizoidis, Likudis. Got to speak with everybody there. Also saw our French friends, Nada and Mark Brightman, Maurice Culot, God bless him. I kissed his hand. He's really an amazing guy. Ben Bolger was there. We had also our board member, Paul Vazolas, and he got to have long conversations with Ben Bolger. It was a good gathering. Also, one of the people nobody ever heard of, but who's really quite the guy. I think his name Tom Reikovich from Chicago. Got to engage with him a little bit. Saw more people. The laureates, and that's and there was a guy who the architect who rebuilt Notre Dame's roof.
Yes.
He was also a laureate, and he gave a very nice talk. I didn't realize Ben Pentreath had been at an award. Yeah, all these people are the leaders of the movement. It's really David Schwartz. That's it. These are the people. And it was really
my screen's got the Treehouse Prize.
Don Rafael
Manzano. So many of them. Pierre Carlo. I don't talk to him because he doesn't speak English, and he's very quiet anyways. But Chris, Andres, and Liz were there. Dimitri Porfirios. He looks very young in that picture.
Yeah.
Notably missing was Leon. That was really everybody missed him.
We all looked younger then.
I saw Robert A.M. Stern. I'm wondering if there's anyone who won both the Treehouse Prize and the Pritzker Prize.
No, not that I know.
I see.
I don't think Pritzker would give a Driehaus awardee an award yet. Maybe they will in a few years when they sort of straighten up and fly right. The Treses were absent.
The what?
The Julia and Sebastian Trese were absent.
Oh.
Okay.
John Simpson is
This
really,
is Simpson. This is Simpson, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
would
John
assume.
Simpson.
Yeah.
his work, perhaps more than others, straddles the modern construction with authentic form. And he goes to a great deal of effort to do that properly.
I would say that Robert also does that, and Dimitri for sure. Dimitri for sure was he's fully postmodern, but Dimitri for sure integrated both of them, and Robert as well. I mean, I would say, and
Yeah.
Robert, both Robert Adam and Robert Stern.
Ara,
Yes.
I feel that we are veering off topic again. Can you show us Nazledan?
Oh, did we ever figure? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll
Yeah,
pull
well,
it up.
I believe we were going to talk about that, and then Tornagrain, which was also a very good one.
Oh, I think I pulled both of them up.
Yeah,
Let me see.
let's look for Nazledan. Look at some pictures because the announced title today was more for the urban scale, and we seem to come back to individual
the
buildings, which is
architecture.
beautiful. So
Tornagrain, Ben Pentrith got the Philippe Rotier Prize for Tornagrain, so it's also worth considering.
is the Philippe Rotier Prize still being given? Because Philippe Rotier.
It is still being. I think Philippe Rotier is still alive.
Okay.
Whether you believe it or not, he's still alive. At least he was still alive 2 years ago when he went to the prize, when they gave the prize to Ben Pentrith. And right now is Nadia Ebegat and Noé Mogin are the ones taking charge of the prize, because for many years the prize became like very modern, and then and Philippe Rotier apparently wasn't very happy with giving his money to projects he didn't like, so he changed it.
But why did he give the money to things he didn't like? It's his money.
That's the problem. That's the problem. That's why he changed it, because he realized that he wasn't liking what was happening. So then now it's La Table Ronde. They're like, I think that this year there is another one, because it's every 2 years. So it was 2024. Yeah, man, must be close. So all that, I think that you were seeing before that was by Robert Adam, Nasledan, or a big chunk of buildings were done by Robert Adam. I think that there is like a police station or a post office that has like a seahorse or something like that.
Okay, but who will argue for the qualities? Because the qualities are not obvious to me.
The qualities of the architecture there.
No, for the urbanism and the architecture.
You don't. I mean,
it seems to be. It doesn't catch the eye, and
I think that's a bit of. Unfortunately, in some of the British developments, you see that in Pombury. I mean, Pombury is very sacralized, but you see that in Pombury as well. No, there is a bit of a soul missing, because they are big communities and they haven't settled properly.
No, it's something is with the geometry. It's not optimized.
But I think that you know very well that there is a trend, has been here for many years, since the 80s, that it's looking too much like Camilo Cite on steroids. So, and I think that's the problem, that a lot of
this. Okay, this is Poundbury, right? This is Poundbury.
Poundbury. And now,
okay, but wait, go back to Poundbury. This is Queen Square, right? Or Queen Mother Square.
That's Queen
Square.
Square.
Queen Mother Square.
Yeah.
So in that tower building, I think by that building, I think that's by Leon Creer, right? Isn't that Leon's tower?
Ben Pentrith.
Ben Pentrith. Okay, I believe that. I believe that there's going to be a niche either in that building or the adjacent building with a bust of Leon Creer.
Really?
And Liam O'Connor is designing that. And like me, I've got a big mouth and I make a lot of people uncomfortable. I said, why not put up a statue in the middle of the damn thing, you know?
Because
Leon,
already the queen is there already.
Well, I think that the queen opposite Leon is really, really, really appropriate. But, you know, I mean, the man gave his life to do this kind of stuff, and he was a close friend of the king's. And and he operated very closely with the king. And without Leon, this never would have happened. Never would have looked like it does.
Exactly. So I want to make a criticism here, a critique, not a critic. Go back, please, Ara. A critique. This is alive, okay? Leon got it, got the details, got the dimensions, got everything, and it's harmonious. Whereas the other stuff we saw, Nazladan, you know, it's okay, but it's pretty dead.
What you have to walk is around, outside the Queen Mother Square. It feels the same as in the other places.
No. I have been there in person. I walked around. You know,
to be honest, I mean, Queen Mother Square is beautiful. It's perfect. Once you start walking around and you go outside that main core, it feels like the other places.
My memory was that it was rather pleasant. Okay.
I don't know. The architecture is beautiful, but I mean, yeah, I mean that's
and the urbanism. Leon got the dimensions right, which not all other new urbanist developments have got.
That all this Pombury and a lot of these developments are Camilo City on steroids, but that's myself. I'm a Ildefonso that grid from Lisbon to something.
I think that's a good way of saying it. I don't think I would have had the huevos to say it that way. I heard complaints. I heard that Leon was complaining that the streets are too wide. You know, so that's secondhand.
And then, but he should remember what Marquis de Pombal said: one day they will be narrow.
One day they will be narrow. Meaning what?
When the Marquis de Pombal reconstructed Lisbon, people complained that the streets he was building were very, very wide.
Yeah.
Then he answered back to them and said, one day they will be narrow.
Yeah, well, what does that mean?
I don't understand.
Means that now they look wide because of the car, because of this, because of that, but then eventually you will fill the space. There will be trees, there will be pergolas, there will be other elements that will just reduce the size. I think that's what I mean in all these Camilo City on steroids. No, everything has to be picturesque. Every street has to crank. Everything has to be like tiny, whiny, and romanticizing the insalubrity of the medieval city, and it doesn't have to be like that. I think that the streets, once you walk there, we cannot hide the elephant in the room, which is the cars. We cannot hide that this is a bit of a dormitory city. We cannot hide that there are very little services, and we cannot hide that most of the people who live here, they're commuting to bigger towns. So everyone needs a car. It's actually very, very badly connected with Dorchester. So you need a car.
Yes. Okay, so we missed an important comment that we just flashed up. Yes, the other one doesn't have the 15 properties of life. These are Christopher Alexander's properties. I keep coming back to it. If it doesn't have Alexander's properties, it's missing the life. You know, it can be cute in details, but it's missing the life. and
properties for the
you know, I'm really so surprised. It's very nice and it looks like something. God knows it's absolutely impossible to design from this. You can't.
I've never
seen
something nice.
Anything designed. This is the effect of good design. Maybe.
Unless you get me upset, I have something nice to tell you about you. You have the instinct. You design using instinctively the properties. That's why you don't need to.
No, I am very consistently classical. Very consistently classical. But thank you for the compliment.
Look, even though I'm your friend, I will say the urban scale of the projects that I have seen, your projects, you get the dimensions, you get the connection, the urban scale, you get it.
Okay? I need to tell you a secret. Really, seriously.
Please.
The way I design is I take a template of an order. Let me find a building here that I can show you this on. I take a template of a building and
It's fun to hear Nikos and Nir discussing about two sides of the same coin.
You know, we are the way we are. Where's
Yeah,
501
so
here?
that's how we draw the audience.
Did I lose a whole building? Commercial North Tunney's pasture.
Wait. Ara showing us Nazledan from the UK. Are you going to show us one of your buildings, Nir?
I'm thinking I'm trying to do that.
Okay, so we've had enough of Nazledan.
Of any of the 15 properties, we define some characteristics of those. We made the pattern language is an interesting proposition. Then you ask for people to take it and evolve it and improve it.
Yeah, the Wikipedia is
got
a
it.
pattern
Okay.
language. Okay, so I will answer that thing that flashed. Any object that has life, regardless if it's a window or a facade or an urban space, different dimensions, will have the 15 properties. And if it has, the more they have, the more life there is in it. That's very simple. So contemporary developments like this horrible thing here has none of the 15 properties. Therefore, it's ugly and inhuman. So this is, I'm not talking about the arena because this is a sports arena, but behind the arena is a whole bunch of horrible skyscrapers as a real estate speculation. I don't see them here. This must be an old picture, but they have, they have these horrible skyscrapers here, totally inhuman.
To the right is Canary Wharf, basically.
Yeah. So Pablo, you tell us, you're there. This is London.
No, that I don't go to that part of London. That's too far. That's like I live on the other side.
Okay, but can you describe why it's so inhuman? I mean, I'm accusing it of being inhuman. Can you verify it?
I think that, to be honest, for many years I found it was a good compromise to keep all the shit in Canary Wharf until they started bringing it to the city. So during the 80s, I think it was a good compromise to say, okay, we don't want to destroy the city skyline. We want to respect St. Paul's. We want to respect the Palace of Westminster. And it worked. In the 80s, it worked. You want to have your fantasy New York, and that you want to play around that you live in New York, blah, blah, you go to Canary Wharf and you have your 1980s New York Yuppie fantasy. And then they started building that stuff in the center, started with the Gherkin, and basically they have destroyed the skyline of London just for the sake of corporate greed.
But I'm not asking questions about the skyline, which is hideous. I'm asking questions about the pedestrian experience among these monsters.
No, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Actually, not so bad. It's very pedestrian. It's very pedestrianized. It's not so bad. The buildings are horrible, but it's actually okay to walk around. If you walk blind and you don't see anything, you just on a Saturday when everything is empty, it should be okay. But the spaces are not so bad because they are pedestrianized in the city quite a lot. And I hate saying this. But
you not only you hate saying it, but it's wrong. Because if you just tell that you have to walk around on a Saturday with your eyes closed and the experience is fine, but the visual
say the eyes closed not to see the buildings, and then you see.
The visual experience of these huge ugly buildings, it is distressing. It ruins your walk, or doesn't it?
But in many places, it's like they are starting to grow vegetation. And then if you go in summer, you don't see the buildings, you see the vegetation. It's a bit like when you walk around Almaty in summer. It's a beautiful city. You go to Almaty in winter, and it's a horrible Soviet city. So
I've not been to Almaty either in winter or in summer.
But what I mean is that the trees, all the vegetation, it contributes to soften that ugly experience that actually is not so bad. So that's what I wanted to say. No, you see, that's a beautiful city in spring, summer. In winter, there is all the trees are out of leaves. The only thing you see is horrible Soviet blocks. So, but anyway, what I wanted to say is that it is not so bad because they have been working. If you if you do Google Maps around the Gherkin, you'll see that it's not so bad, the area. And with the thing that it's pedestrianized, has some interesting areas to sit down, etc. So that's what I mean. It's not terribly bad. Once you go behind that wall. Okay, now there is a fence there. But yeah, once you turn to the left, they're making a little effort on creating like a nice pedestrian area. The same.
It sounds like you're trying to find a small percentage of what's good and what's 90% bad.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean,
wait, stop right here.
I need to convince myself.
Stop. This is horrible on the right. This is horrible. It's like pulling your hair. Yeah, that's the gherkin. It's horrible. And then here, the thing on the right is horrible. This is not urbanism.
No, that's corporate greed. But what I mean is that they're making a little effort in making it pedestrian. Maybe I have been overly optimistic.
How does this compare to the wonderful new urbanist developments that we saw earlier today?
Oh, no, there is no comparison. I mean, obviously,
there is no comparison. The topic of today's video is, can we create human scale urbanism communities today, and can we teach students to create it? And the answer is yes. But the mainstream,
we have to mention, because we haven't mentioned today, another actor in the play, who is Nicholas Boyce-Smith at Creator Street. So he deserves to be mentioned today for people to know about him, because I think that he's, at least in UK, I mean, Creator Street is very heavily UK based, but at the end of the day, urbanism has to be also local. I mean, and that's also one of the principles why new urbanism is always clashing when it comes to Europe, because that's an American thing and it doesn't work here. But
nobody knows about new urbanism outside of the United States. I was so surprised, Duani being a Latino, that nobody in Latin America, planning departments, never heard of him. Nobody,
but I mean, that's that. But I mean, excuse me, what I'm going to say. That's a very gringo thing, thinking that that everything that is done in the States, everyone should follow.
No. I'm saying this because he is Cuban. I actually met him in Europe, believe it or not, in Portugal.
He's a person living in Miami of Cuban ascendance.
Stop it. We're all gringos here.
No.
We're a gringo from Armenia, a gringo from Greece, a gringo from Israel, and you're going to be a gringo in 5 minutes.
Wait a minute.
What I mean is that there is a very heavy Miami-based community that, they are nostalgic of Cuba, but they are more.
Show him there with a cigar. Show him there with a cigar.
Hey, that's politics.
No.
Sorry.
Look. I know Andres. Yeah, show him with a cigar. Does he look like a gringo?
That's how I remember Andres. That's how I remember Andres, and he's not like that anymore.
Yeah, but look, Andres has had contact and has been going to Latin America, including Cuba, for many years. So what Nir says, it's really a surprise to me. Because Andres does not just stay in Miami.
He's surprisingly exposed only to the Congress for the New Urbanism, which, by the way, Leon Creer never joined, because they don't hold architecture to be significant in urbanism, and they don't believe in authenticity, and they don't believe in the real deal. So at the end of the day, they are modernism in drag, and that's not a position.
There was an offshoot of new urbanism, I think, landscape urbanism, which was focusing on the landscape.
No.
There's lean urbanism, and there's this urbanism. There's smart urbanism.
No. I happen to know.
Mother's urbanism, and there's my mother's urbanism. There's a lot of urbanism out there.
No. You're landscape urbanism is a nasty, vicious movement for some people to gain power and to bury good human scale urbanism, including urbanism. That it was a vicious movement, and it has caught on in the major architecture schools. It came out of Harvard Graduate School of Design. Landscape urbanism is neither landscape nor urbanism. It is modernism in its most toxic form. So you're right. Joke. It's not a joke.
I remember that. Where's that? In Israel? There's something like that in the middle of Jerusalem.
What?
Sustainable urbanism. Yeah, my ass.
It's not In that
You're looking at
climate,
another 15% of global warming just from the concrete for those buildings.
Mm.
So I wanted to tell you, going back a half a sentence, a few minutes, when you were saying something about the application of principles. I want to show you that's in Jerusalem, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Look at the gate there. It's a full-on late Romanesque Muslim something, Gothic Muslim.
Right.
Who knows
Yeah.
what? Looks Frankish, if you ask
Right.
me.
What's Frankish?
Frankish is the style of the Franks, the medieval Franks, who were among the conquerors of Jerusalem in 1099.
Yeah, they brought
The Holy
Romanesque
Sepulchre
architecture.
is Frankish style.
Yeah. So Romanesque architecture, 11th century, 10th century, brought into the Holy Land.
Yeah, the best example of that is Santa Anna, the church of the first station of the cross.
But you were going to show something new.
I was going to show you something. Let me share a screen. This is a building we designed recently.
And we're over an hour, so we should be wrapping up.
So when we designed this building,
which
the way we did it was that, and you know, you might not know this, but this is commercial, a commercial level, but then we have 2 levels of parking right over here on another commercial level down here. And then in front of the parking here, we have classrooms, believe it or not. And then the rest is dormitory. So to actually get...
I want to say something for our international audience. Nir has created parking in this building, and it's gorgeous. You don't see the ugliness of parking garages. It's just intelligent design.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
and it's
really
beautiful.
I'll never say anything bad about Christopher Alexander again.
I'm recording this. Now the view from the river is gorgeous. We have.
Can I mark this up? Is there a way to mark anything up here?
It looks like it. I'm not sure what the software.
I'm on the
same how was CPI today? You guys had a CPI class today.
Yeah, we had the class today. I mean, we were reviewing we are now finishing the first exercise. We're starting the exercise 02. And we had a long lecture on stones. So we had a 2-hour lecture on stones. They're progressing quite good, very well. I'm very surprised with all the students. And yeah, I mean, that's the project where I started to explain the exercise 03, the urban design exercise, and we were working a little bit on column engagement so that they would remember, because some of them were drawing the plan of their exercise 01. Our exercise 01 is a gate, because our students first learn how to draw the orders, and then they make that application into 2 exercises, a gate and a pavilion in a generic location, so that they don't get distracted with the location. And then the first exercise, it's almost done, and a lot of them are starting the second one. So next week we're having a general review on the second exercise, because I draw it with them, and then they draw it together. They draw it. Each of them draws their own.
And Nir, we need to end, but
okay. So I just wanted to show something very simple.
But I want to see the view of this building from the river, which is really, really nice. Since we have it here, can you show us that?
Well, we have it over here. I don't know if it's going to work. Let me see here. Yep, you got it right here.
Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Look at that. This is Nir. This is Nir's work.
So what I wanted to show you was that all of this is proportioned 100% according to the classical proportions of equality, which is symmetry, the proportion of differentiation, large, small, and the proportion of punctuation. And to make all this work, just to show you how simple it is, I took an order. I think I took I'm not sure, but I think it was a Doric order. and I put it against the building from top to bottom, so that you have all of the top floor, which actually is 2 floors. It's a very large building. The top 2 floors, they are 1/5 of the height up to the base of the building. So it's like the entablature and then the column for you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to here. You have the Doric column, its entablature sitting on a pedestal, which is the base of the building. Those proportions are the same for the full order of the building, and we use them elsewhere in the building, partially to derive some of the architectural elements, because the eye required them to be in place like these blocks of hopefully stone at that help separate these things. So we used the proportions of the order, drew them across the facade, and then placed the elements there. It doesn't go according to where the floor is and where the ceiling is on the inside. We situated the windows and we proportioned them on the outside for the facade, but yeah, they're all going to work on the inside for the building as it's required functionally. Doing the outside and doing the inside, and by the way, the way we sort of did it, we fooled around with the height of the parapet around the roof. That gave us that extra ability to fool around with it, especially here on the crown. So the system itself is 100% holistic. If you're going to design something correct classically, it's going to give you also the sustainability and the reusability. So you're basically reading the health of the building the same way as you're reading the health of a human face, by simply following the proportional principles. We were talking about this today in the Salon of Architecture. People were showing all these fabulous non-canonical capitals, and they are 100% canonical in the sense that they follow all the rules, but they depict many of the options that you can work with. So basically, the idea of canonization is less to do with the shapes of the columns and the other elements, but more regarding where the elements appear compared to where you delineate the elements, where you put your volutes if you're working in an ionic, even if you're not doing a formal ionic, where your leaves go when you're doing a Corinthian, even if you're not using leaves, you're using corn cobs. And then the corn cob capital, you ever heard of it, Ara? The corn cob capital? It's
capital. I've seen that style.
We have seen it once.
It's in the U.S. Capitol.
But
and
gentlemen,
I didn't know was reused on the capital of the church in Kayala. So, and there is a marijuana capital, a cannabis capital in Amsterdam.
Ooh, that's a nice capital. Wow,
gorgeous. Very
gentlemen, we're getting over
Thank
time.
right.
So it's all in proportions. That's how we do it.
It looks
And
like a
that's
version
how
of
we
Corinthian.
Create even buildings were not hired to design this. We designed this because we needed a building here in the picture. You need a
I know we're
foil
over
for
time.
something like this. Yep.
But seeing all these designs made me realize another reason modernism took over is because so many times now the developer says mid-design, they'll say, hey, we're running out of money. Instead of 6 stories, we want to do 4 stories. And with a traditional building like that, you can't just slice it because every part of it is designed differently.
Can, because you can always reproportion it.
Right, but it's a lot of work to redesign it. Whereas with modernism, you just slice it and you submit the new plans.
Yeah, it is. You want to be a serious contender, you got to work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to create a humanly attractive building. It takes no work or thinking to create a glass box. That's obvious. Okay, so shall we end it?
Having worked for Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, they do invest a lot of thinking in their fucking glass boxes. Excuse my language, and I have to
Allows us
say
have a feeling.
that Lever House is charming. Actually, it as the ground floor is charming. The tower is sort of forgettable, whereas Mises Seagram building is really somewhat fascist down at the ground level. Windswept, big plaza in New York, where you want to be with people. All of a sudden, you're alone on this stony expanse.
Yeah, with some trash on the floor and somebody sleeping, homeless sleeping. Ara, we should finish up.
Right.
Thank our special guest, Pablo Funes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pablo Funes. Thank you, Nir Boris. Thank you, Nicholas Olinoros.
Okay,
Thank you,
that's it.
everybody. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody, for
everyone.
the
Bye,
opportunity to
everyone.
play.
Bye bye.
So what? Funes isn't coming back?
We might switch back to the original time.
March was the time that they changed the times for me to come after the academy class. I think that from next week onward, you're coming back at 5 o'clock.
Maybe.
BST.
It's up to Ara. Ara is the producer.
Right.
Ara
Okay, we'll figure it
decides.
out. We'll figure it out via email.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you very much, everybody. This has been
happy to come back.
Okay, sounds good. Have a
I
great evening.
always have a good time with you guys. So
Likewise.
bye
And the
bye.
education. I love the education. It's
Thank you. Bye
really
bye.
life-changing.
Funes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for a great week. Thank you, Ara.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you, guys.
Ciao.
Stream.